What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we've got some good news for the Digimon trading card game. We've got some really good news for the Digimon trading card game. And we do have a little bit of bad news for the Digimon trading card game. There's been a bunch of news coming out over the last couple days. I figured I was as good a person as any. I'd like to think one of the better people to sit here and tell you the news and pick it apart for you. So let's start off with the good news. We've had the box toppers revealed for Union Impact, this new set, this set 3, which is going to be coming out in, well, days over in Japan. We now have news about the box toppers, and it's not what we would expect. The box toppers for New Evolution, Tamers. The box toppers for Ultimate Power, Tamers. The box toppers for Union Impact, Security Digimon. These are the 6 Digimon, 1 for each colour, who have a security skill. Now, the security skill for all of them is exactly the same. The security skill basically says that at the end of the battle, you may play them without paying the cost. So all of these come in as Digimon that can essentially be played for free if they appear as security Digimon. And you'll notice that they are all exactly the same. They don't have an inheritable skill. They've got the 1 security skill. They have 5 costs to play normally, 2 costs to evolve, 4,000 power. And the thing about these, and we've talked about all of these as we've been going through the reveals over the past couple of weeks, these are not good cards unless they come out as security cards. They are vanilla cards with not particularly good stats. If they don't come out as security cards, I don't think they're good. And you don't need me, a kind of professional maths teacher-ish, to tell you that if you've got a 50-card deck and 5 of them go down as security, that means that 1 in 10 games they're going to end up in the security. But obviously, if you're playing multiples of them, then that will increase your chances. The thing is, even when they come out as security, they might come out as security on a turn where your opponent wins. They take out the final security cards and then attack you and win. So even on those games where they're in the security, it might not actually matter. I am unconvinced, and I'd love to be proved wrong about this. I am currently unconvinced as to exactly how these are going to be in terms of playability. If we get cards in the future that allow you to manipulate a little bit, yes. And that's why I like Angliamon so much better than the others, because we got Cherubimon. And Cherubimon, when you attack, if your security is 3 or less, you place 1 yellow Digimon from your trash on top of your security. So you know which Digimon is going on as your security, and if you've got an Angliamon in your trash, I would suggest there's probably a decent chance that's going to be the one that you choose. And then, love it. Absolutely love it. I think it's brilliant. If we get similar cards for other colours, I'm going to like them as much. At the moment, I don't imagine myself playing the other 5. I do imagine myself playing Angliamon as long as I've got a Cherubimon deck rolling. If I've got a Cherubimon deck rolling, yes, love it. Think it's absolutely brilliant because I can manipulate it to the top of my security, and then I know that I'm playing it for free. And honestly, I could potentially play it for free multiple times, or I could play multiples of them and play them all for free. Then I'm all in favor. Then I think it's brilliant. But I do believe that's essentially what we're looking at here. Unless you're playing them for free and you can guarantee they're in the security, I don't think they're particularly good cards. Now, it is worth bearing in mind that the box toppers for the first 2 sets have been confirmed as being our box toppers outside of Japan for Booster 1.0. That has been confirmed, that is official, that is definitely a thing. Which means, logically, our box toppers for Booster 1.5 have got to be these. The logic essentially is, we've already had the box toppers for sets 1 and 2, and our boosters 1 and 1.5 make up sets 1 to 3 in Japan. So presumably, the only box toppers we haven't had from Japan are going to be box toppers for booster 1.5, which are going to be these. So if you're wondering when we're going to get these, it's not confirmed, it's not official, but I would honestly be absolutely stunned if this wasn't the case. I refuse to believe it's not, quite frankly. You can expect these to be the box toppers for Booster 1.5. Now, of course, that means that we had 10 box toppers for Booster 1 and only 6 for 1.5, which means it is going to be easier to collect them. It is interesting to note that Japan had 5 box toppers for sets 1 and 2. They went up to 6 for set 3. So in Japan, these are actually slightly harder to collect. Hey ho. Now, if you want the really good news, and let's face it, I like to think of myself as a fairly positive dude. Let's leave the baddish news for the end. We are having an official Digimon TCG webcam tournament. An official tournament which is run by Bandai over webcam. Here's what they've said. To celebrate the launch of the Digimon card game, we are excited to announce an exciting, and they're very excited apparently, online webcam tournament event that will take place on the 12th and 13th of December around the globe. Players will need to register their interest in advance for a chance to play in this event. A small registration fee is payable to cover shipping and handling of prize packs to the Premier TO host of each event if you are selected to play. You won't want to miss these events. They've said how exciting they are. Each participant will receive 2 memory gauges. These ones were actually given out as promos over in Japan, so that's how we're getting those. A storage box, and 1 promo pack volume 0. That is the 6-card promo pack we've seen in a bunch of different places. The champion will receive sleeves and a card case. Now, they haven't given details on how to register your interest, so it's one of these whereby you have to basically wait and see. We will find out. Now, I've had to dig through the comments, and honestly, we have very little extra information. It has been confirmed that there will be different tournaments for each region, and therefore they will be held in your local time zones. I would expect, and I've not seen confirmation of this, but if anybody has, please do let me know. But I would expect that the tournament will be run entirely with Booster 1.0, not with Japanese cards. I would expect that the North American, European tournaments, etc. would be purely Booster 1.0 and English cards only. Yes, I know a bunch of people have gone and picked up Japanese cards. I've picked up a bunch of Japanese cards. Not enough to make a tournament-winning deck, mind you, but still a bunch. I would expect that that's not going to be the case. I would expect that you're going to be talking English language cards, which of course is going to be a fun meta, because it's not going to be like any meta Japan has ever had. We're going to have some weird mishmash of bits of sets 1, 2, and 3, and Japan has only ever had set 1, then set 1 and 2, then set 1, 2, and 3. It is going to give us a nice, unique metagame, and I'm hyped. I am genuinely, legitimately, awesomely hyped about this. This is one of those things that seems absolutely brilliant. Yes, it is weird that this is happening before the actual release of the set. Remember, Booster 1.0 isn't out till January, but there is a pre-sale in November, and that is essentially the cards we're using here. And not everyone's going to be able to get to the pre-sale, not everyone's going to be able to pick up the cards. This sucks, right? But the fact of the matter is, this is still a good thing, and this is still fun. And it's not like they went first and only webcam tournament. Does anybody think, right? Bear with me as I go through the logic on this. Does anybody think this might actually be a test? Where they know the numbers are going to be lower because the only people with cards are going to be those that have done the pre-sale. And where they're doing this to see how things go, with a potential to do more webcam tournaments in the future. I cannot be the only person that wants regular, proper webcam tournaments run officially with proper job prizes, because that means that no matter how much of a local scene anyone's got, there are proper tournaments they can compete in. Yes, I want to go to a shop crammed full of people all playing. Of course I do, when the pandemic's over. But this seems like a pretty good thing. Now, to finish on the bad news, and it is related, there was an official announcement that came down today from Bandai. that, now this only affects North America. Well, what they've said is, your love for the upcoming sneak peek pre-sale has been overwhelming, and we regret to report that we have some bad news. Due to limitations on our production capacity due to coronavirus, we have had to make the difficult decision to allocate Digimon Super Sneak Peek pre-sale quantities to registered stores. Distribution representatives will be in touch with stores to confirm their orders for the Digimon Super Sneak Peek pre-sale. We thank you for your amazing support of the Digimon card game to date and want to assure you that we are working hard with our production facilities to address market demand. Now, the rumour I've heard, and this is unsubstantiated, is that they essentially went, hey, every shop can have 120 people worth of stuff, and they are now cutting that to 72. But bearing in mind, initially it was 24 people being supported at each store. If they'd gone from 24 people being supported to 72, we'd have all gone, oh my goodness, this is amazing, they're really trying. But because they went from 24 to 120 and then down to 72, people are all of a sudden upset. And the fact of the matter is, it's COVID. Factories are shutting for periods of time, and even when they're not shutting for periods of time, they will often have reduced capacity because they've got to employ social distancing, or they've got to have fewer people on site, or they're just not able to get the materials in because of the measures that their suppliers are taking, etc., etc. And essentially what happened, as far as I'm aware, is this. They put the pre-sale up for 24 people. They went, hey, the demand is ridiculous for this. Shout out to everyone watching this for helping, by the way. And so they upped it. And they upped it to a reasonable level. And what happens is they don't just pull a figure out of thin air. They make a suggestion, and then they go to the factories and they go, hey, Mr. Factory Man, what can you do? And Mr. Factory Man goes, or lady, goes, hey, this is what we can produce. And then COVID kicks in and ruins it. And COVID's ruined everything this year. This isn't Bandai messing up or taking on more than they can handle. This is Bandai booking space in a factory to produce the cards, and the factory going, look, because of this world-changing event, we're not able to meet it. And yes, this is sad, and yes, this sucks, but the rumours I've heard, and it is just rumours, let's be clear, I've not had official confirmation on this, but what I'm hearing is they are still allocating 3 times as much as they originally were planning on doing. That's still amazing. Now, obviously, we can put this together, and there are going to be some people that want to compete in this tournament who are not going to be able to get the cards in the pre-sale because of the allocation. Now, I have 2 things to say about this, and I'll be fairly quick. Thing number 1, you have my sympathy. That sucks, and I'm sorry. That's not cool. I know how I would feel in that situation now. And actually, this is a very important side point. It says North American Digimon Tamers. So, and essentially this is the North American factories have let them down. Not Latin American factories, not European factories, North American factories. So unless you're in North America, assume this doesn't apply to you. But clearly, if this was me, I would be devastated. I am psyched for this game, as I think I've shown you on this channel a lot, and I am excited about the pre-sale. I've got my pre-order in at my local game store. Probably more than my wife would like me to spend. Whenever I spend money on cards, I always give my wife the same answer when she asks how much. More than you'd like me to spend, less than I'd like to spend. Digimon, it's going to be worse than usual. For her, better than usual for me. The point is, I have been in that situation. I have missed out on tournaments because I was unable to book a ticket. I have not been able to play because I've not been able to get the cards together, etc. The Transformers trading card game ran a total of 1 tournament in the UK. For its lifetime, 1 tournament. And I couldn't go. I missed the only tournament they ever ran. But I'll still cite they ran it for some people. And that's my second point here, right? Even if you're one of those people that can't make it, can't play in this because you can't get the cards, this is still a great thing. This is still a webcam tournament. I mean, essentially the choice is, look, due to reasons beyond our control, not everyone who wants to play in this is going to be able to get the cards. Should we cancel the entire event, or should we run it anyway, knowing that some people are going to be missing out? To put it another way, should some people miss out, or should everyone miss out? I'd like to think you would all join me in going for the former. I have endless sympathy for those of you that are affected, and I'm really sorry if you are. And if you miss out on getting the cards and you can't play in this because you don't have the cards, that sucks, and I really am sorry, because that is not a fun situation. But that doesn't mean that it's not cool that other people are being able to take part in this, and I'm hoping we can all be nice enough. I end all my videos saying be nice. Let's all be nice and recognise that this is Bandai doing a cool thing. And hopefully in the future there will be more of these and everyone will be able to take part. Do bear in mind, not everyone's taking part in this tournament. You register your interest and then they tell you if you're in. I am going to be registering my interest. I might not be selected. And if I'm not selected to take part, I'm going to be gutted, because I am psyched for this. But that doesn't mean it's not a cool thing that Bandai are doing. There we go. There's me soapbox moment. So lots of good news and a little bit of bad news. And one more time, if you are affected by the allocation and you can't get your cards in the pre-sale, you have all of my sympathy, because that sucks, dude. But now I'd like to know your thoughts on all of these stories, so go nuts in the comment section, but please do be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wossy. That's where we talk Digimon and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, force me to make videos, and other such fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.